everyone, welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things sustainable, eco-friendly, and consumer conscious, and that includes my gray hair. I see a lot of new faces here on the channel, so I want to welcome all of you. My name is Maria. I am the cool sustainable gal, and I also have gray hair. Today, I wanted to do an update on my gray hair because I have officially been fully gray for just over a year now. So today I want to bring you a few technical tips that I have learned in the year of being fully gray, as well as some behavioral tips that I have also adapted along the way. So if that is of interest to you, stick around. If you like this message and you would like to support this channel, please hit the like button and consider subscribing down below. Also, share this video to as many people as you want to anybody who you think will benefit from this video, because that also really helps me spread the message that gray hair is beautiful at any age. One of the things I'm going to talk about today is a very common comment that I get on my gray hair videos, and it's about something that people say to you as you are growing out your hair. So if you want to see my solution to that, keep on watching. So the first technical tip that I have for you today is about shampooing your hair. So I thought when I first started growing out my hair and really learning about how to keep it nice and gray instead of yellow, I thought I would have to use the purple shampoo all the time. Well, I was wrong. And if you're an experienced gray hair person, you probably know. You are only supposed to use it about once a month. It depends on your hair, on the type of gray you want, on your length. I found that when I use it once a month, I get the best result. Any more, and I get a slight purple tinge to my hair, which is not the look I am going for. So what I do and what I suggest people do is use purple shampoo sparingly on a regular basis, but regular basis. When you are washing your hair regularly, I suggest using any simple moisturizing bar shampoo that you have, and I'll link some suggestions down below. I use a shampoo bar that is just for any hair type. It's just a moisturizing shampoo. It's made locally, and I have found through trial and error that this particular shampoo works for me. So you find the shampoo that works for you. The reason why it has to be a moisturizing shampoo is because purple shampoo is usually really drying on the hair. So you have to make sure that you're supplying that hair shaft with moisture. So that's why you have to use a moisturizing shampoo rather than like a cleansing shampoo or a frizz regulating shampoo. Just use a regular old plain moisturizing shampoo. Also, regarding washing your hair and shampooing your hair, try to reduce the number of washes per week. So I am down to 2 washes per week, and I'm trying to work my way to 1, but it's not going that great. And the reason for it is because when you wash your hair, you're actually stripping your scalp of really useful oils that condition your hair and make it nice and shiny. And that's why when you wash your hair really often, your hair may look nice and clean for the first day, but then the next day it starts to be shiny and greasy again. It's because your scalp is stripped of the oils and it starts to overproduce the oils. What you need to do instead is to reduce the number of washes so your scalp isn't stressed all the time and is not trying to overproduce the oils. And that way your hair will be nicely conditioned. It's not going to be dry, but it's not also going to be oily. The next technical tip I learned in the full year of being gray is that hair color, even the gray hair color, changes over time. When I first cut off my hair and I was fully gray with no hair dye in it, it was really light. My hair was almost white. It had no dark streaks in it. But now what I'm finding is that it's getting more brown, especially underneath in places here. It's getting a lot more brown. I'll show you the back. So you can see that my hair at the top is really light. But when you start going through the layers, you can see that it varies in color, and there's even a lot of brown in there. And this was really surprising to me because I thought that once you have your hair color, it just stays the way it is. But it's not true. So when you're looking at ladies perhaps that you are inspired by for gray hair inspiration, and you see their hair color and you are thinking to yourself, oh, I wish my hair color was like this. Wait a bit, maybe it will be like that. And don't get disappointed that your hair as you're growing it out might be a certain color, because it can change later, and most likely it will change later. The next technical tip I learned was that sun damage is seriously real, you guys. So as sunny days are rolling in here, I am noticing my hair is going more and more yellow, because it is really, really real, the sun damage. There is nothing more than the sun that damages my hair. And when I say damages, I mean makes it more brassy. So as much as I can, I go outside in a hat. I know, of course, it's not possible, but if you want to avoid brassy yellow hair in your grays, perhaps wear a hat a little more often than you would normally otherwise. And the last technical tip I want to offer you here today is to combat that dryness that gray hair usually has, because it's a lot thicker than not gray hair. I started using hair oils, and I use a very random local brand of hair oil. And I have learned since that it doesn't really matter which hair oil you use in your hair as long as it works for you. And I'll link a couple of hair oil blends down below that I've heard are really good. So I put hair oil from the mid-length to the very tip of my hair, and I try to avoid the crown because I don't want my hair to be overly greasy too fast. And I find that hair oil brings so much shine and life to my hair. It actually conditions the slight wave that I have in my hair, and it just helps it look a lot more shiny, because as you probably have seen or know, gray hair is not really shiny, but hair oil keeps it, or helps keep it shiny over the time that you don't wash it. So hair oil is your friend. So the next thing I want to do is move on to the 3 behavioral tips that I have for you when it comes to being a gray hair goddess. The first one is, I get a lot of comments from you, the viewers, about how you want to start growing out your hair, or perhaps you are already growing out your hair, but you're getting constant negativity from actually people around you, so your family and your friends, which is super unfortunate. People tell you that you are making a mistake, that you are going to be looking older and you should not do it. I have actually gotten these comments myself when I was growing out my hair. Most of the time I got love, but sometimes there were people who were questioning my choices. And first of all, in the first place, like, who cares? It's your life. Secondly, the reason I thought about this a lot, actually, and I found that the reason why they can say this is because they're close to you, and they have a frame of reference. They have a point of reference for what you look like right now. So presuming if they're your friends and your family, they like you and they want you to stay the same, because we humans like sameness and continuity. And they have a point of reference to compare you to. However, I have experienced that when I meet new people now that I have gray hair, if they make a comment on my hair, all they say is, if they say anything actually, most of the time they just don't notice that I have gray hair. They just assume this is just blonde-ish sort of hair. But if they do notice, they always say how much they admire me for having gray hair and how much they love it, how beautiful it looks. And I think it's because they have no idea what I looked like when I had brown hair. So because they don't know me as somebody who used to have brown hair or blonde hair, whatever hair color you have, they don't judge me for making this choice. People who know you right now, if you are still growing out your hair or you're thinking about it, they are judging you for making this choice because they know you as you are right now, and what you will look like with gray hair is, I guess, scary for them or unfamiliar, and they just don't know how to think about it. What I've also experienced is that once my hair was completely gray, people who used to judge me for making this choice now actually enjoy my hair. Not that I care, and that is my whole entire point. It doesn't matter what other people think, and I keep telling you every time I answer your comments, it doesn't matter what they think. It's all about how you feel about yourself as a result of having this beautiful hair. Second behavioral tip I have for you, and this is again from experience, is you will change your wardrobe and you will change your makeup. I found that I had certain color preferences when it came to my wardrobe. I wore a lot of dark and gray colors, and now that I have gray hair, it doesn't really go with a lot of my former wardrobe. So I've switched to a color palette that I didn't expect to like before. Have that as an expectation that this might happen. The usual colors that you're comfortable with might not look good anymore with the hair that you will have, and you might find yourself looking better in colors that you just never touched before. The same goes for your makeup. I found that once I had this full head of gray hair, I became hyper aware of my skin and my makeup choices. And I have noticed that my skin is not doing that well. So I am now completely obsessed with skincare, because I find that now that my hair is lighter, it's kind of blending in more with the surrounding, I find I see my face actually a lot more. So I focus more on my skin. So expect that to happen. Maybe you will see that your skin needs care, or maybe you have fantastic skin and that's great for you. As far as makeup, again, you might find that color choices might change for you, especially for lipstick. For me, has changed a lot. And depending on your eye color, you might see that you are making different choices there as well. While both wardrobe and makeup might change, I think it's all part of the fun of going through a new experience. So it's nothing to be stressed about. I think it's actually really, really exciting. And the last behavioral, not tip, but a change in behavior that I found, and I talk about this a lot in all my gray hair videos, and this is not a surprise, I guess. It's the sense of freedom. It's the sense of liberation from having to think about your hair. If you haven't heard me talk about this, go right now and binge watch all my gray hair videos, because it comes up over and over again in them. I think especially now that we're in this kind of semi-lockdown situation, people are starting to really stress about their hair color. They're getting their grow out line, and I think if this was happening 2 years ago, I would have been freaking out. I would have been reaching for that horrible box of dye from the supermarket, because I would have hated my grow out line. But now, because I don't have it, I'm so much more at ease with what's happening. I know it's just such a small part of what's happening, but I'm glad that this piece of stress doesn't exist in my life anymore. Even if this lockdown didn't exist, you know, that's 3 more hours that I have for me. That's 3 less hours I have to spend thinking about my hair and upkeep. So not thinking about hair upkeep beyond shampooing it with purple shampoo once a month, for me, is fantastic. The less I have to think about keeping up with my hair, the better my personal life is. I know it sounds shallow, but hair is a big deal. Overall, I just want to say that I do not regret going gray for even 1 minute. I absolutely love it. I don't care what others think, because for me, it's been the most liberating experience ever. I have learned in the year to take care of it properly, and the longer I have it, the more gray hair and I are friends. If you're thinking of going gray, or if you're in the transition and you were thinking about stopping, I urge you not to stop and keep going. And if you're thinking about it, just do it. Because if you're thinking about it, that means you're almost at the stage to start doing it. If you're in the middle of it and you're thinking to go back, don't, because all your efforts will be for nothing. It will be so worth it. Your hair will be beautiful, you will look amazing, and everybody around you will love it because they love you. And you will love being a gray hair goddess. So I hope you found this video useful and motivational, and I hope it'll help you keep going with your gray hair thoughts and transitions. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.